Ongeluk blijkt dat je van karakter veranderd bent, dat je familie je niet meer terugkent en niet goed weet wat ze ermee aan moet met een vreemde in huis.
It's 3.5 years ago since our accident. It happened. Actually, it was a very nice. I remember it being a very nice day. It was like this. I'd taken Dagan to school, and I'd come back, and Neil and I had a cup of tea, and I remember him leaping down the stairs and going, "How do I look?" There's a bend along the road here, and the guy who hit us is a local man, so it's not as though he didn't know the road. He overtook a lorry just before the bend, which would mean that he would have been on the wrong side of the road in the bend, and as he came round the corner, obviously swerved into us and hit us and shunted us into a telegraph pole. Neil's, because he must have swerved at the last minute, so we did, no head-on collisions, virtually head-on. They're head-on sideways. They're sort of there. So, of course, you don't go this way, you go that way. And if you imagine Neil going gonk here, like that, at 110 miles an hour, I mean, he's lucky he wasn't killed.
I can't dance anymore. I just about sing, and I have a great problem in remembering lines for acting. That's how I'm a changed man. I used to make my children, Dagan and Blythe, laugh, and now I'm unable to do this. I used to make Adrian happy, and now find it difficult. I don't find it easy to make Adrian happy.
Oh, calm down. Daddy. Tell Mummy. Oh, no.
Blythe was, 4 when it happened, and Dagan was 8.5. So he had a longer history of Neil, so he remembers him more clearly, I guess. And Blythe, being a different temperament and younger, will talk more openly about what he feels. Dagan carries a lot of upsetness about it all with him. And I guess it's very hard for him to express it. So I had no idea what to expect, and nobody warned me, and nobody said to me, he might be this, or he might be the other, or he might say, I don't know, they even warned me whether he might get depressed. I think the one thing I only get warned about is he might be depressed. But nobody said, he might have behavioural difficulties. So it wasn't until I'd had him home for a little while, or a few times at weekends, when he started shouting at the children in a way that was very different to the way he used to shout before the accident, for no reason at all, that I suddenly thought, oh, this is new behaviour. This is obviously something I've got to expect.
What do you mean, Dagan? She says anything about?
She was just talking about
Hmm? Doesn't matter. What do you mean, doesn't matter?
it doesn't matter. For you, it doesn't matter.
What about me? What do you mean?
You constantly have your antennae going all the time. You think, what's going on? What's all the argy-bargy? I mean, sometimes I let it ride and think, well, the children are going to have to learn to cope with it. Because they're going to have to learn to deal with it the best they can.
Is that all you have to say?
Pardon? Pardon?
Is that all you have to say?
Pardon?
Is that all you have to say? Every time I say suspicious name, he says, "God pardon."
I think you don't talk very clearly, Neil. You can't understand you. When it comes into personal relationships, how can you... I suppose, like people when they get older, they reminisce about, do you remember the time we did so-and-so, and someone can have a laugh about it. It's very hard to do that with Neil, because he can't remember very much about our past together. So we don't really reminisce very much. Not that I'm a great one for reminiscing, but, you know, occasionally you think, oh, would you remember the time such and such happened? And I think he now only remembers odd bits because I've reminded him and told him the story recently, and then he grabbed onto that and tried to hold the memory in his mind desperately so that he's got something to get hold of, that he can hopefully remember another occasion and bring it out. No, it's not Mexican, it's Tunbridge Wells.
Is it? Of course.
No, don't remember?
No.
I don't know why we've got that one in here.
This is our wedding, I think.
Yeah,
I
it is.
vaguely remember our wedding.
Yeah.
Only vaguely.
And this is when we went to Bournemouth on holiday. The last summer before we had the accident.
Chester.
No, she was in Evita, wasn't she, in Bournemouth? Do you remember?
No, I don't know.
Remember being in... Do you remember Tessa as Evita?
No, I just know Tessa. I don't remember what she was in.
Well, who's that? Let's see which of your sons you think that is.
That looks like Dagan's name.
That's not Dagan.
Dagan Bryan, I get it. So makes sense. It's Dagan, is it?
Blythe.
Bryan, is it?
Yeah. I reckon people say, like living with an alcoholic, I take every day at a time, and I don't plan too far ahead in the future because I don't know how it'll be. So I guess I was a bit thinking, well, what am I going to do with him all day? You deal with that again when you come to it. Well, look, clear your stuff away. Your toast if you don't want it. You finished it. We'll put it in the rubbish bin. One minute I want to feel that I've got a life of my own which has got nothing to do with anybody but me. But then, of course, on the other side of the coin, I've got this life where I am responsible now for a damaged adult as well as children. But the children are going to grow up and be responsible for themselves. But Neil is never going to be totally responsible for himself anymore. Neil, I think those haven't been shuffled. Look, 8, 2, 3, 4. I have a sneaky suspicion they haven't been shuffled for a while. Have you shuffled them recently?
I'll shuffle again.
Well, I'll shuffle them again. Otherwise, you win too easily.
I'm going to try and do that.
Can you shuffle them? If I was to divorce Neil, what would happen to him? You see, there's nowhere for him to go. So he's better off in his own home. All right. Give your bloody cake. See you later. And he's better off in his own home, and if I want, I go out. At least he's not restrictive of my time. I'll see you later. Those books. You know those books that you sit and do when you're watching the telly? All right, see you later, darling.
Hello, Bill. Poshing out the way, you know? Who's go? My go, is it? Oh, you don't look at nothing. There's a start. Look at that. Well, you have to take bridge fairly seriously.
Yeah, you've got to play it.
I've been coming to play cards with Neil for probably 18 months now. Just recently we've gained a couple more bodies, so we can actually miss the odd week. Not that we mind that so much. I mean, 2 hours or 3 hours a week with Neil is no problem. And I think actually he quite looks forward to the Wednesday morning card business.
Yeah, he's got 3 or 4.
Don't reduce them, yeah, too many, remember. Which you can't pick up.
I always sit on Neil's right hand so that it's always my turn before his. I'm playing to make sure that he gets a better opportunity to win.
Whose birthday is it?
Missed that one.
I was hoping he'd miss. I think he's
just
out.
biding his time.
Oh,
Look at that. I passed his move.
Back again, yeah. Bad start, is it?
See, once you get that,
Again, yeah.
That's Jack there. That's Jack.
I know. All right, darling, come on. I think Neil, what is he standing there
Don't
for?
pull me. Don't pull me.
Well, what are you standing there for?
Hello, William.
Hello, nice to see you. How are you?
on a Thursday, I drop Neil off at the Headway Day Centre, where he goes for the day. He used to be rude, he used to be foul to everybody. He used to shout at me. Oh, I suppose I'm going to the centre again. Now, I one day said to him, would you like not to go? Oh no, he said, I think I ought to go.
I turn dead.
I can then go into my shop, where I have a workshop as well, and where I design and make the children's clothes. The business originally was about making money, but since the car accident, it's now about keeping my sanity. Well, you can get a frantic phone call at 3:15 saying, I've got to phone Mummy, I've got a message to phone Mummy. You better say, ooh.
Had I been seen to hide.
Yes. Warning Mummy's on the warpath.
Ever since the accident, I tend to use the left hand rather than the right hand. Even though I'm right-handed, I do tend to lean towards using the left hand. I'm not ambidextrous. The truth is, my left hand is weaker than my right hand. That's the truth. You can soon see it if you know what's what. Do I make sense to you?
All the time.
Well, sometimes when I speak, I don't think I make sense. I should be worried about it. I'm not worried. I just like to make sense what I say, of what I say.
You morally, if you like, take the vows of looking after them in sickness and in health, when the irony is that they're not sick, but they're not the same, and also they've got limited capabilities. So although they're not just a change in personality, because I sometimes think that people don't understand when you say, well, they're very, very changed and they're different. I think they think, oh, well, that's someone who's, lost his sense of humour, or, he's just not quite as funny as he was, or he doesn't do this anymore. But in fact, it's complete wiped out in this case, the personality.
What's happening?
Shut up!
What's happening?
Shut up, Daddy!
Tom, what's happening?
Hey!
Okay! What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Do I care? Tom, go home! Go home! Don't stay anymore! Get up. Go, Tom, go home. Go home, Tom. I want you to go home.
Daddy!
I'll get away. I'll punch you. You can't get home. I'll punch you. Get home! Get home! Get home, Tom! Don't swear. Don't say a word.
Daddy! Nice one, Daddy!
Tom, go home, Tom! Go home, Tom! Go home, Tom! Go home! Go and see you again, Tom! myself shouting at Deacon and Bride when they're not done anything wrong. And I start shouting. And now I know I shouldn't shout. But I do. I should be upset about it, but I'm not.
My dad comes in and starts saying, "Laugh, Tom, laugh," and he shouted. But I don't know why he did that. Tom wasn't doing anything, he was just sitting down, doing nothing. So Tom said, "Oh, stop making noise," and Tom's just sitting down when it's hit. Daddy's the one who's making the noise, and he's shouting. I don't know.
It is literally like living with Jekyll and Hyde, and you don't know from day to day or hour to hour which side of his character is going to come out. I'm told they do get calmer as the years go by. I'm sure it's aggravated by having small children anyway, because he's much better when he's quieter, and things have been quiet around him. Do you want something else to eat, Clive? Hmm? You really ought to eat something. You haven't had much to eat. Or do you want something sweet? Do you want some yogurt? Fruit and yogurt? You do some drawing then. If you want to sit down, I'll sit down over here. She's going to do some drawing.
I'm watching. You're here.
Well, I don't think you can, darling.
I can. Very easy.
Sometimes he isn't very nice. But sometimes he can be quite sweet. And that again is the dichotomy. If he was horrid all the time and violent, much easier to deal with them when they're like that. Because you'd say, "Oh, I've had enough of this." But he's not like that all the time.
Now I have to get his wet. It's slimy, I have to do that part. Thanks.
Tell me how much yogurt you want some as well, Neil.
Should I get another?
Yeah, get yourself a bowl out. Right. This isn't a proper marriage, it's a one-sided one. Because I haven't got the prop, I haven't got the emotional support, I haven't got what I mentioned before about having this the energy giver. And Neil was a great energy giver. He was a very energetic man. And he was a very demanding person and not always an easy person to live with. But someone said to me that's what made your marriage exciting, because she didn't really quite know what was going on half the time with Neil, because he was so volatile. And that was very exciting. And that's how I feel cheated by life. And I feel like it's cheated Neil as well. Of all the people that it would happen to, Neil was the last person to think something like this would happen to. He was very spiritual in his beliefs. He used to pray. He used to say sort of that he believed that the world was full of sort of magic, and he was a good person. Spend about £2.50.
Yeah.
£2.50.
Well, the cheapest one I can do is £2.50.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
you have to choose what one.
And I've got to choose, have I? Well,
And I want, it's about 8.
About 8 chocolates. Okay. Well, there'll be milk or white chocolate, because he doesn't like dark chocolate. Could we have all right, there we are.
One strawberry cream. A praline heart. One with "I love you" on it, or
Yes, perfect.
let me put that on top then.
Here we go. Are you ready? What's the magic? Happy birthday. You're supposed to sing, Neil. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Neil. Happy birthday to you.
Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! One for love.
Neil. Happy birthday, darling.
It better not be more chocolate. We've got enough. Chocolate